Hey guys, welcome back to another crypto video, and today I have an update for you guys on Stellar XLM and on Vechain VET. But before we get into any of that, make sure you understand that this is by no means financial advice. This is purely for entertainment purposes only. Everything in this video is purely my opinion, and I am not affiliated with Stellar or Vechain or anything actually in this video. So now, Stellar XLM in the market has just been performing within margins, I would say, not really performing differently than the rest of the market is, and Vechain here moving a little bit worse since we normally go for a -2 to +2 region from BTC. It is just a little bit about that, a little bit beyond, but it's still quite fine. I would say it's just following the market as well. So just in terms of price, not that many strange things going on. In terms of news, with Stellar, there is actually not significantly much. With Vechain, though, we have quite a good day here, or quite a good week, with a lot of cool things coming out. But for Stellar here, the most interesting things can often be found on Twitter, and here's a few things that I found. First off, here a tweet from Orbit Lens. Stellar fact of the day. On average, more than 150,000 accounts, or about 4% of the total existing accounts at the moment, regularly use the Stellar network. His research can be found there, and it's actually quite cool to see that it's on average more than 150,000 that are using it regularly. It's actually kind of insane how high that number already is. But a lot of people are here going into the comment section, and there's actually a few other threads where I saw people going back and forth to discuss about the market not taking notice. Like, there were a few milestones with many people still not giving a shit about it, but I personally don't care too much about it either, so I can understand why people are not that enthusiastic about it. But moving forward, join the New York Stellar Pioneers for their Stellar Cluster meetup in Tribeca on May 7th. Again, I thought I should just let you guys know that there is another meetup going about in Tribeca here on May 7th, and there might be something going on again. I don't really know if it's going to be very influential in terms of price, even though they are saying that IBM will be talking there. In their words, there will be talks from IBM Blockchain and others, plus pizza and beverages. RSVP now, there are only 22 spots left, and then you can order here most likely to get there. But again, I don't know if we will have any really influential news, game-changing news, or if it's just going to be a little bit of a fun talk, fun cluster, so to speak. It's hard to tell up front. And another cool thing, which we have discussed before since it is already from like a week ago, UK-based payment platform WireX has announced the launch of 26 fiat-backed cryptos on the Stellar network. Again, I thought I just had to quickly mention it again because WireX is still kind of huge, and it's just amazing to have them working with Stellar. I still think it's one of the most amazing things that happened for Stellar this week, and you know, if we're giving a little bit of an update on the week here, I think it is important to include that as well. Now, last but not least, most likely the hottest and the most interesting article out of them all, how new partnerships will affect XLM's value. So what is interesting about the title itself is it's supposed to be an E or an A. I always wonder when you use E or A because I'm not a native English speaker. Sometimes forget which one you have to use, but the title alone on itself is quite interesting because we all know that Stellar likes partnerships, and they don't like these small little partnerships on their own. No, they like these big partnerships. And here we can see as well, the Stellar team has also been positioning the crypto as a future coin by signing some key partnerships. Collabs with IBM, Deloitte, and Pioneer are placing the crypto in a competitive position. Most importantly, the team target of startups means it seeks to raise the coin's demand and visibility before the end user. Now, we know that they are getting some key partnerships going on here, and this might be, I think, why Stellar is really excelling in terms of partnerships. Like, they've just got some crazy huge ones going on here, and I don't know how, but they manage to get more and more all the time here while the value of the coin keeps going down. I still don't really understand how they can get these huge behemoths to work with them. It's just insane, but I guess it's also insanely good in that in that sense. But Deloitte developed a vital banking solution using the Stellar network. Reports indicate that the solution lowered transaction charges by up for 40%, while transaction times moved to only 5 seconds. Other solutions have been set up for firms like Parkway Projects, Tempo, Breakout Foundation, Bex 360, Philafi, amongst others. And there's multiple things here that we could mention that they've been working on. But the main question that everybody's been having is like, how much will this affect the value of said coin? And there's no telling, all right? There's no telling. I wanted to build up some suspension there and just talk you guys into what could be the case or whatever, but there is no telling. These partnerships are behemoths, so in theory, only one partnership could really turn everything around. But we've noticed that even with IBM launching really positive statements about Stellar, or even Deloitte coming on and things like that, even Wirex here, they don't really seem to make a dent in terms of price. For the longest time here, for months upon end, has it really changed that much for Stellar themselves? I don't really think so. Like, the price has just not been moving as much as anybody would have expected in this longer time here. And any big integration, big partnership seems to never really let the coin take off. And I think this really has a lot to do with the coin being in the bear market right now, as much as the other coins are as well. We can again have a discussion about what is bear or how bear it is. As we can see, Binance coin here, BNB, taking off like crazy, plus 8% on the daily, and even going for a almost new all-time high once more here, since they just got their all-time high a few weeks ago, possibly, right? I think. Or maybe they had one higher. No, this was the all-time high here, April, somewhere. I think they got their highest value ever for BNB. But yes, some of the coins are still in a bloomish period, or at least a little bit of a bloomier period if you look at the shorter time frame. But Stellar here, if you look at the longer term, like right here again, it's still bearish. It's still looking kind of bad. And I think any of these bigger partnerships that happen right now will not affect it that much. Price watch, Stellar XLM at a brush off level, a bounce or rebuff is expected. You heard what I say, right? It's expected. Do you need to know the real things behind it? No. Do they have or make good sense? No. Is it predictable? Is it reliable? No. But this analysis is really good for if you are trading. I really did enjoy. You can learn a lot. It's something that I personally use when trading as well. So I do recommend you guys all to check through this and read it if you are trading the coin actively. But most of you guys are more so investors rather than traders. So again, if you're not really trading on a daily basis, skip this, right? You don't need to know, since it's not going to have that major of an effect on you most likely. Stellar price predicted to skyrocket soon thanks to strategic partnerships. How higher will the Lumens coin go? Again, it's unpredictable. You cannot predict such a price movement because of news. We still have daily discussions about whether or not really news moves price. It's just really fragile to talk about that. But before we now move over into Vechain, make sure you guys check out the Discord right now. It's a cool chat room, a cool place to talk with each other, to talk about some things, and I just recommend you guys all to check it out. It's been a little bit dead. We have some less members in here than, I think we have less than ever before. Like, it's really kind of dying out. And I want to move you guys over in here so we can just discuss things on a daily basis again, talk with each other, since I just normally like to talk to you guys. But you can see I'm not always the fastest guy in here, but just come say hi. Just come say hi for fun. Now, moving over into Vechain VET, we got a lot of stuff. Kevin Feng here went onto Twitter to say, thanks for covering the news and letting more people know about major enterprises already started using the live public blockchain for real business, and this actually refers back to Deloitte that ditched Ethereum for Vechain. Brags beating Bitcoin transactions, yada yada yada. And there's a few articles that I have about this exact same thing here. We're gonna see in a second though. I don't know which one. This one here. Deloitte records more transactions than Bitcoin after migrating from Ethereum to Vechain. Again, we covered most of the situation here, but the backline or the basic thing you need to know about this is that Vechain is really becoming the best thing around. Like, people are being so extremely happy. I just bit my tongue. They're having some crazy integration, some crazy support, and also just only positive vibes, man. Vechain, the only negative thing I heard ever was that the summit was a little bit of a letdown for some people. But I've been noticing that with every summit, and I personally think this summit was an amazing thing. I just think it was astonishing, actually, just really good. But now moving over, another article that I found, or another post on Twitter from Vechain themselves, was Vechain launches the HSM-based key escrow service, a turnkey solution to overcome the risks of existing private key escrow services. And I think this was also talked about in the summit. I don't know for sure, though. I think they mentioned it at least. I don't completely... Oh, yeah, here you can see. Enterprise Asset Management, HSM-based key escrow. And again, if you check the summit out, you would already know. We already covered this on a basic level, but now they wrote a whole article on the situation for anybody that is interested in knowing all about this. But what does HSM-based key escrow solution work? HSM-based key escrow turnkey solution developed based on the hardware products from the world-leading HSM manufacturer DeMalto. Incorporates Vechain firmware with blockchain features. Suitable for blockchain applications, HSM-based key escrow turnkey solutions boast a superior secure storage capability to prevent information leaks. That's really basically what it is about, and it is really, really quite cool. They're just working on this to make it better, more secure, and everything like that. Okay, I had it open twice by accident. Vechain price analysis, potential strategic partnerships are the only hope for Vechain. This is not completely true. Vechain is actually one of the only coins that's just been doing extremely well in terms of adoption, or in terms, no, I shouldn't say adoption, in terms of movement in comparison to price, right? Because Vechain here has just been outpacing than ever before. They're just paced quickly, and they're just moving on with partnership after partnership, with big announcement after big announcement, focusing on not only supply chain, but everything, actually, I've noticed. And the partnerships that they have, in comparison to Stellar as well, is just insane. This is insanely good. Evernote, BMW Group, DMVGL, I can just name a list of like 30 things which are just behemoths of companies. They're working together with them. And in the longer run, they can get implemented in so many things. There will be so many partnerships. Right now, we only got a few things, but we can already see BMW here getting on Vechain or are working together with Vechain because people just want to authenticate things, and people want to know if what they got is the real thing. People want to know where it is from. People want to know the whole chain. They want to know everything about it. Vechain is providing that, and it will be interesting, and I think it can be integrated at a massive scale anywhere. Just think about it. Think about anything you bought ever. Like, you want to buy another TV, but you don't want to buy it brand new, right? You want to buy it from somebody else. I don't know why, but you want to. You want to buy it secondhand. You want to know that when that TV was really, really bought, and if it's really secondhand or sixth-hand, or if something happened to it while manufacturing, or if you're going to buy some crazy new champagne and you want to know how long it's been aged for. You want to buy a new steak, you want to know how long it's been aged for. You want to buy some cheese, you want to know how long it's been aged for, and where it happened, where the cows were, where the milk was, where all the extra added things to the cheese were, where they came from, whatever. You want to know everything about it. You want to buy yourself some new shoes. You want to know, are these legit? All those things Vechain can fix, Vechain can help you with just a few chips or a few other solutions. They can do so many things. Just depends on what the easiest and best is for the specific thing. But Vechain is going to be a huge performer. It's just a matter of time. But if I had to pick one of these coins out of the whole market cap that has a almost 0% of failing, I would maybe even pick Vechain here. It's just there's no failing for this coin. It can never die out. It's just made in such an amazing way. I cannot even express, guys. I'm always losing my words. It's just too amazing. Vechain statistics at glance. Can Vechain be the best performer of the first quarter? Now, first quarter is already over. Don't know what they're talking about here. Vechain turnkey solution, perfect for digital asset management. Here is why. It's pretty obvious to see already, just straight up, why it is so perfect, or why it's so amazing, right? It's actually not that difficult to see. It's just fixing a problem of risks of theft. So that's basically it. Vechain has continued to show its willingness to provide blockchain solutions that tackle diverse problems in different sectors. From its unique tracking solutions, which provide information about products, to its My Story solution, which has been incorporated by several winemakers. That's again what I was just talking about authenticating your wine or your alcohol. Vechain today announced the launch of its latest blockchain solution called VK-based Threshold Signature Turn-based solution. That's a difficult sentence. The turnkey solution was properly explained by the blockchain platform on its Medium page, which we just discovered here. its advantages as well as its applications to specific cases. From a first glance at the long explanatory article written about the new solution, it is safe to say that this could become a revolutionary milestone for Vechain. We believe that Vechain turnkey solution could be the perfect thing for digital assets management with good reasons. Blockchain is built on the basic premise of decentralized transactions and secured protocol. And moving down below here, the company, which was a major crypto exchange, is on the verge of bankruptcy as a result of the sudden death of the CEO, right? We knew all about that. But a major problem with that was that Gary Cotton here, the CEO of Quadriga CX, was the sole holder of the digital security keys. But if you think about it now, Cardano founder Charles Hoskinson also said himself that within 10 years here, there's going to be many solutions for these big private key problems. Because, as an example here, you, in 50 years, you're 80 years old, or however old you are, and you die, right? But you are the only person in your whole family that had access to your cryptocurrency, right? That's really cool, but now your billions of dollars worth of any coin are now inaccessible to any of your children or anybody below or anybody you would have wanted to give it to. And of course, we can discuss about, oh, but you should have thought about that before you died. But, well, you died abruptly. Or maybe let's say you die now, and in 40 years your kids notice that the crypto that their dad had is worth $10 billion, and they want it now, but they don't know how because you were the only guy that knew the passwords. Well, Charles Hoskinson said that within a few years here, before crypto can really get adopted and before crypto can go back to the 2017 bull run, we will have the solutions. And Vechain here is working themselves way up to really be the solution to that problem, to be able to fix this private key problem that we have. And they might be doing that. They might be doing that sooner than later. And you're going to be really surprised if they get this done. It's going to be amazing. And it's going to be huge. But yeah, maybe not on the small scale they're going to be fixing this, but on a bigger scale where it really matters, like Quadriga CX, they will. And it's just going to be amazing. I'm just excited for the future. Vechain price up by 81%, more gains predicted before the end of the year. Vechain News. This article and some of the other ones only express some positive vibes in the middle here. They just give you, again, some updates as to why Vechain is doing so good right now. For as an example, the BMU Verify Car app with Vechain, as I just explained to you guys, that will just be checking like the auto, or the, what is it called? What is it? Car. That's the word. I got confused there for a second. The car history, so how many miles and service checks and things like that. Also with Adidas, the Game of Thrones shoes, they got the chips in there, and there's a few other things that Vechain is working on heavily. I thought that was really expressed quite well in this article, but the rest is kind of dumb. Moving forward, Vechain growing with big partnerships, Vechain price already starting to see the effects. I just want to ask you guys, do you agree or do you think that these big partnerships that Vechain is having, like BMW, DNVGL, and Adidas, and more things, really have an effect on the price? Do you think these things like My Story or Verify Car have an effect on price? If so, let me know in the comment section below, because again, I don't completely know if it actually has or not. Now, another thing that's quickly to mention here is the transactions we have seen in the past days have been confirmed to be Deloitte migrating from Ethereum to Vechain. With this onboarding, Vechain is now preferred blockchain for 2 of the big 4 accounting firms. Again, that's why this whole situation was so amazing. We already covered that a few times though, and here's just to end it off. This was the whole story to end off this video. So yeah, hopefully you guys learned something new. If you did, let me know in the comment section down below. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. Again, make sure you understand that this is not financial advice, just for purely for your entertainment purposes only. And make sure you check out the links in the description below. Like, here is my free Bitcoin I shouldn't say my, it's not even my website or anything like that. I just use it because it is free freaking crypto. It's free, so why not? That's why I use it all the time, and that's why I tell you guys to use it as well. You have my Instagram, the DustyBC, on here. Make sure you follow that. Ledger, make sure you buy yourself a hardware wallet on this website because it's safe, it's secure, it keeps your funds safe 100%. You won't get hacked with this, and if you lose it, you can still get your money back. So I just recommend you guys to buy one of those. It's quite cheap though. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, as I said, the DustyBC, and make sure you check out my Twitter, the DustyBC as well. Thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you guys again in another video.